Class 12th, subject physics, 5th chapter, oscillations. From the chapter, let us see the simple pendulum. So an ideal simple pendulum is a small heavy particle suspended by means of massless, inextensible and flexible string from a rigid support. But we know that a massless string as well as a small heavy particle will not exist, and therefore the practical simple pendulum is a small heavy sphere called as bob suspended by means of light and inextensible string from a rigid support. And practical simple pendulum is a small heavy sphere called as bob suspended by means of light and inextensible string from a rigid support, and therefore here that sphere of mass m will be suspended with the help of light and inextensible string of length l from this rigid support O. When that bob is at its position A, at that time the weight of the bob will be acting in the vertically downward direction and the tension in the string will be directed towards the point of suspension. Now suppose this bob is displaced from its position A to position B through distance x, so that the string will be along OP, and again the weight of the bob will be acting in the vertically downward direction, that is mg, and tension T dash in the string will be directed again towards the point of suspension. Let theta be the angle made by this length of the string with this vertical, so this angle is theta. Now the different forces will be acting on this bob when it is displaced from A to B through distance x. Now these forces will be weight of the bob directed in the vertically downward direction and the tension in the string T dash directed towards point of suspension. Now in this case the tension T dash will not balance this mg, and therefore this mg is resolved into two components, two perpendicular components. One component, that is mg cos theta, is along the length of the string, and the second component mg sin theta will be perpendicular to mg cos theta, which will be directed towards the mean position A. So for this pendulum, A will act as mean position and C and B will act as the extreme position, and so that along this path CB that bob will perform linear SHM, that we will have to prove. So as this line is vertical, mg is also vertical, and this component mg cos theta is along the length of the string, therefore this angle will be theta. As this angle is theta, from this triangle, as it is theta, this will be the adjacent side to that angle theta, and therefore it will be mg cos theta. Now this side means this will be the opposite side, and therefore this component will be mg sin theta, which is directed towards the mean position. Now in this case, when that bob is displaced from position A to position B, at that time the restoring force will be acting on that bob so as to bring it towards the mean position, and therefore the restoring force acting on that bob F will be equal to minus mg sin theta. F is equal to minus mg sin theta, and at the same time this mg cos theta will balance tension in the string T dash, so that these two will get cancelled. So as restoring force F is equal to minus mg sin theta, here that oscillation given to that simple pendulum will be very small, that is theta will be very small, and therefore as theta is very small, we can say that sin theta will be nearly equal to theta, and therefore that restoring force F will be equal to minus mg theta. From this equation we can write as angle is equal to arc upon radius. As angle equal to arc upon radius, therefore this angle theta will be equal to this x, that is AB, is the arc and radius will be length of the string L, and therefore we can write as angle is equal to arc upon radius. Theta will be equal to, that is angle equal to arc AB upon L, but arc AB is equal to x and therefore theta will be equal to x by L. Putting this value in the above equation, we will get F equal to minus mg x by L. Therefore, we can write F upon m will be equal to minus gx by L. Rearranging the terms, we can write it as minus g by L into x. Now, according to Newton's second law of motion, F upon m will represent acceleration, because F is equal to ma and therefore A is equal to F by m, so that acceleration will be equal to minus g by L into x. But at a given place, g will be equal to constant for a given length of the pendulum, and therefore from this relation we can write acceleration will be directly proportional to x, and hence as acceleration is directly proportional to x and it is oppositely directed to that of displacement due to this negative sign, therefore we can say that the simple pendulum will now perform linear SHM. So SHM will be performed by that simple pendulum. So hence, as acceleration is directly proportional to displacement from the mean position and it is oppositely directed to that of the displacement from mean position, therefore simple pendulum performs linear SHM. Now, as acceleration A equal to minus g by L into x, therefore we can write A by x, that is acceleration per unit displacement, will be equal to minus g by L, so which represents acceleration per unit displacement. Now if t is the time period of that pendulum, that is the time taken by the pendulum to complete one oscillation, is equal to t. So if t is the period of that pendulum, then that t will be given as t is equal to 2 pi by omega. T is equal to 2 pi by omega, but omega is nothing but, we know that it is square root of acceleration per unit displacement, because this acceleration per unit displacement will be omega square and therefore omega will be root of acceleration per unit displacement. Therefore t is equal to 2 pi upon square root of acceleration per unit displacement. So that will be written as t is equal to 2 pi upon square root of g by L, because acceleration per unit displacement is this. So that is the omega square. So omega will be equal to square root of A by x, that is square root of g by L, considering only the magnitude. And therefore t is equal to 2 pi upon square root of g by L. This will be written as 2 pi into square root of L by g as equation number 2. So t is equal to 2 pi square root of L by g. This will represent the period of simple pendulum. Now, this period will be obtained by considering that the amplitude of the oscillation of the simple pendulum will be very, very small. Similarly, the length of the string L will be too large and the simple pendulum will oscillate in a single vertical plane only. So by considering these assumptions, this period is obtained, that is t equal to 2 pi square root of L by g. Now if you consider the frequency of oscillation n of that simple pendulum, then it will be given as n equal to 1 by t. So as it is n equal to 1 by t will be equal to 1 upon 2 pi square root of g by L. So this formula represents the frequency of oscillation of that simple pendulum. Now from this equation t is equal to 2 pi square root of L by g, let us define some of the laws of simple pendulum. So these laws are, the first law will be stated as the period of simple pendulum is directly proportional to square root of length of the pendulum. The period of simple pendulum is directly proportional to square root of length of the pendulum, and therefore we can write T1 by T2 equal to square root of L1 by L2. Second law, the period of simple pendulum is inversely proportional to square root of acceleration due to gravity. The period of simple pendulum is inversely proportional to square root of acceleration due to gravity, and again we can write then T1 by T2 will be equal to square root of G2 by G1. Third law states that the period of simple pendulum does not depend on the mass of the bob. It is independent of the mass of the bob. Fourth law will be stated as the period of simple pendulum does not depend upon the amplitude of oscillation of that simple pendulum. Period of simple pendulum does not depend upon the amplitude of oscillation of that simple pendulum, because already that amplitude is taken very small. Now let us consider the next point, that is what is seconds pendulum. A simple pendulum having its period equal to 2 seconds is called as seconds pendulum. A simple pendulum having its period equal to 2 seconds is called as seconds pendulum, and therefore for seconds pendulum t equal to 2 seconds. Now the period of simple pendulum is given by the formula t is equal to 2 pi square root of L by G. T equal to 2 pi square root of L by G, and therefore for seconds pendulum t is equal to 2 seconds. As t equal to 2 seconds, putting this value in this relation, we will get 2 equal to 2 pi square root of L by G. Therefore 2 will get cancelled, and therefore 1 equal to pi into square root of L by G, or 1 equal to squaring this, we will get pi square L by G. Therefore L will be equal to G by pi square. L will be equal to G by pi square, and therefore L equal to 9.8 divided by 3.142 square. If you calculate this, then the length of the pendulum comes out to be L equal to 0.9994 meter, which is approximately equal to 1 meter, and therefore we can say that for seconds pendulum period is equal to 2 seconds and length is equal to nearly 1 meter. So this will be regarding simple pendulum and seconds pendulum.